Okay, be honest. Have you ever found yourself deep in a YouTube rabbit hole watching videos about, I don't know, how pencils are made when you're supposed to be finishing a massive career-defining project? Yeah, we've all been there. Procrastination is one of those things that makes us feel uniquely broken, but it's actually one of the most universal human struggles. But what if understanding why our brains do this is the actual key to stopping it? Let's get into it.
This quote from writer Tim Urban just hits so close to home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures the feeling. See, this isn't about just putting something off for a little bit. For true procrastinators, it's a full-on, out-of-control, my hands are literally numb kind of crisis. It's a battle that's raging inside our own heads.
So to really get a handle on that battle, you first have to meet the fighters. And this metaphor from the blog Wait But Why is, honestly, the best explanation I've ever seen. It just makes the feeling of procrastination make perfect sense.
So first up, inside your head, you've got the rational decision maker. This is the you that you want to be, right? It's the part that makes sensible plans, thinks about the future, and totally understands, hey, we really need to get this important thing done. It is the captain of your ship with a firm hand on the wheel. Here's the problem, though. The captain isn't alone up there. There's also this little guy, the instant gratification monkey. And the monkey lives by one simple rule. Do what is easy and fun right now. He has zero concept of the past or future. And when he sees the ship's controls, well, he just can't resist grabbing them for a joyride. And this, right here, is the core of the whole problem. Their motivations are completely 100% opposite. The rational decision maker is trying to, do the hard work of building a skyscraper. But the monkey just wants to scroll through Instagram and eat snacks. And way too often the monkey wins. He yanks the wheel and steers you right away from your important work.
And when the monkey is at the wheel, you find yourself in this awful place called the dark playground. This is where you're technically doing fun leisure activities, but you can't actually enjoy any of it. You're watching a movie, but the entire time you're just drowning in guilt and anxiety and this mounting dread about the thing you know you should be doing. It is pure, unadulterated, joyless leisure.
Which leads to a pretty important question, right? If this monkey is so good at hijacking the controls, how does anyone ever finish anything? How did Tim Urban actually turn in that 90-page thesis? Well, it turns out there is one and only one thing that can break this terrible cycle.
And that thing is the panic monster. Now, the panic monster is asleep most of the time, but it wakes up when a deadline gets terrifyingly close or when there's a chance of real public humiliation. And the second the panic monster wakes up and starts screaming, the instant gratification monkey is so utterly terrified that it scrambles up the nearest tree, finally letting the rational decision maker grab the wheel back.
Now here's what's so cool about this. This whole story, the monkey, the monster, the rational planner, it feels true, right? It's a perfect way to describe the feeling. But what's absolutely incredible is how perfectly it maps onto the hard science of why we procrastinate.
Let me introduce you to something called temporal motivation theory. Okay, it sounds super academic, but the idea is actually really simple. It says our motivation to do something gets absolutely crushed by how far away the reward is. The more distant a deadline, the less we care. And that little phrase, sensitivity to delay, that's just the fancy scientific term for the instant gratification monkey.
And you can literally see it in the data. This graph from a big study tracked students' work over an entire semester. Now look at those different lines. You see the ones that just kind of bump along the bottom for weeks and weeks, and then suddenly shoot straight up at the very end? Yep, those are the procrastinators. They're waiting for the deadline to get dangerously close before they finally kick into gear. Scientists have a name for this pattern. It's a hyperbolic curve. And what it shows is that for a procrastinator, motivation isn't this nice, steady, upward line. No. It's a long, flat, lazy road that is followed by a near vertical explosion of panic-fueled effort right at the finish line. And that insane last-minute surge of motivation you see on the graph, that vertical line as the deadline becomes immediate, that right there is the panic monster, showing up in a scientific chart. The science 100% validates the metaphor. Only when the consequences are real and immediate does our motivation finally overpower the monkey. So the really critical thing to understand here is that procrastination isn't about being lazy or not wanting to do the work. It's about this huge, frustrating disconnect between what we plan to do and what we actually do. I mean, does this look painfully familiar or what? A rational decision maker makes these clear, logical, sensible intentions. I'll start right after lunch. But then, the monkey takes over, and our actions tell a completely different story. This is what researchers call the intention-action gap.
And here is the most validating part from all the research. It turns out that procrastinators are not bad planners. They have the exact same good intentions as people who don't procrastinate. The problem is purely in the follow-through, especially when that reward, that deadline, is really far away. The bigger the delay, the wider the gap between what you intend and what you do.
Okay, so we get it. We understand the internal battle, we see the science behind it, but what do we do about it? How do we fix this? Well, the research points to 3 absolutely critical self-control skills that can help us finally tame that inner monkey.
It's not about finding some single magic bullet. It's about systematically building strength in these 3 key areas. First, managing your physical and mental energy. Second, creating automatic routines and habits so that starting something isn't a choice you have to make every time. And third, learning to consciously control where you place your focus.
Now, why are these 3 specific skills so important? Well, it all comes down to this number. That's right. In a major study on this stuff, these 3 skills, energy, habits, and attention, accounted for a whopping 74% of the difference between procrastinators and non-procrastinators. That is massive. This isn't just a nice idea. Mastering these skills is the most direct, evidence-backed path to getting things done. But hold on a second. I know what a lot of you are probably thinking. There's another big reason we think we procrastinate. So let's tackle that common belief head on.
We tell ourselves this all the time, don't we? Oh, I'm not starting the project because I'm just afraid I'm going to mess it up. And it really truly feels that way. But the science? It tells a slightly different and, I think, much more empowering story. And here it is. This is the stunning insight from the research. While yes, people often report being afraid of failure, that scientific connection completely vanishes once you factor in how tired they are. Feeling drained and having low energy is a much stronger predictor of procrastination than feeling afraid. So what that means is managing your energy might be way more important than managing your fear. So there you have it. You now know the playbook. You know about the instant gratification monkey who craves what's easy. You know about the panic monster who only wakes up for deadlines. And you know the science that backs it all up. More importantly, you know the 3 key skills that put your rational decision maker back in charge. The only question left is, now that you know the game, how are you going to rewrite your own playbook?